I've just now wiped out the fridge. Just give it a little bit of a wipe out just to get rid of some excess moisture from the trip. Just a little bit in there. You'll see that there are some bungs down the bottom there as well, which you can remove, and if there's quite a bit of liquid in there, it's just a matter of popping it out, and that'll just flow down that hole into the base of the fridge. The same on that side there as well. But I don't have a lot in here, so I'm just using a little bit of a paper towel just to give it a little bit of a wipe out. It's a beautiful sunny day, so I'll let the sun do the rest. So give it a little wipe out. And the idea is that once you're done, these baskets can go straight back in. So that's the freezer section. This one is the left-hand side. This one's the left-hand side. This one's the right-hand side. Okay, so that's all done. So it's a fully insulated fridge, and so you've got the outside cover insulated as well. I've just unplugged the cable, the Anderson cable, and I've put it in the front pocket here. It's not connected or attached in any way to the tray, to the slide out tray. So I'm just literally going to lift that up and put it down. It's got a little bit of weight to it, which I will show you. Hopefully you'll be able to see it like that. I'll just pop it down over here. Alrighty, so from the tray, just lift it straight up. You can secure it to the tray if you want. There are some holes there, but I never do. And yeah, it's very, very simple. But that is probably, I'm going to say, somewhere around the 30 kilo mark. So a little bit of weight to it. And this slide actually does have a cutting board table as well, which comes very, very handy. So what I'll do now is go through, and I need to unscrew you can see the bolts around here. Some of these bolts, so that one, and there's one at the front, I think it's that one, is connected through the chassis of the vehicle. So I'll need to get underneath and show you exactly where that is. All the rest are just through the actual board here. So it's very straightforward, but I'll keep all these bolts in the board. But the other thing that I wanted to do is I'm going to probably take this apart, because this is it's all it is these right angle brackets. I'm just going to take that apart and give you an idea of exactly how that has been constructed. It's very, very simple. The idea was that this was allow something to sit on top of the fridge without actually touching the fridge, such as a table or some chairs or whatever. And it was exactly the same with the battery. Very, very, very straightforward stuff. All right, so to slide this in, you've actually got to push these down. I might use my knee, a little bit creative, and that just slides straight in and locks into place like that. You hear it click there. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to undo all these nuts and lift up the slide, the table, and remove it. Again, this is heavy. This is about probably the same weight as the fridge, about 30 kilos, I would say. So again, got a bit of weight to it. but it is solid, very solid steel. It's never going to bend or anything like that. All right, so let me do that and I'll get back to you. All right, so I've actually undone all of these except for the back two. Okay, the reason I've done that is because I need to actually push this slide back in further, otherwise everything's going to tip, because these two are connected to the chassis, and if the slide is all the way out, then it's going to create an imbalance. So what I'll do first is just to push that back in about that far. That way I'll be able to undo those, reach over, undo those, and then we'll be able to remove the bolts. All right, so I've just removed the slide. I'll put that back over to here, as you can see. So as I said, it's very, very heavy, so you just got to be very, very careful with that. And you can see now I've got these bolts sitting in still in the board, in the ply. What I wanted to do is show you exactly where I've put that through the chassis on this T31 Extra. I've only got 4 anchor bolts through the chassis, which has been enough to hold the weight of the slide and the fridge together, not to mention everything else, so the battery setup. So, alright, so I should be able to show you very quickly where it is. If I get underneath the car, you can see there's the first anchor point just there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and just see if I can pull it out without doing much, but I don't think I'm going to have to use a little bit of enthusiasm, a little bit of persuasion from the top. Okay, I'll just give this a little bit of a tap on the end. There you go, so there's one. And these should be okay. We should be able to get those ones out, and that one's already gone, so the rest should be okay. So from here we'll get back under, and I should be able to just pull that out, and it does. So these are longer bolts. The reason being is that it goes all the way through the chassis. You can see that I've actually sprayed that with a little bit of rust-proof primer as well, because I did originally drill through that, and anytime you drill through the chassis, it's always a good idea to put a bit of rust-proof primer on there. Okay, I'm just wiggling my way back towards the other anchors. Now there's 2 on the very left, so I'm just going to pop my other bolt where I can find it, and I should be able to just grab those. There's that one there, one, and this one here. Shoot. Okay, I'll just put these over here where I can see them. And there's one more, which is a little bit tricky to find, even trickier to get out. You might be able to see it through there. I think that's it there. Let me see if I can focus that. Focus, 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 focus. Doesn't want to. All right. I'll see if I can reach in and grab it. Yep. Got it. That one was very difficult to install, but you'll see that there is some holes in the back, like that. Just get back out. Okay. All right. So that's that one. So all the bolts are now gone. All right, except for these ones, which are just through the board. So for now, these are the bolts that I've got. I just want to put them in a reasonably safe area so I don't lose them. Okay. So now, what I want to do is remove the rest of the bolts. Now to do that, let me get rid of these. These are the big washers I use on the longer bolts and the smaller washers on the smaller bolts. So I'll keep these together like that. And I'm actually going to, I don't need to remove these, so I'm just going to keep them in there because then we're not connected to the chassis in any way on these particular anchors. So we'll just leave them in there for now, like such. There you go. Alright, so there's four of these anchors go through the chassis. So there's 3 at the back, that one, this one, and that one. And this one at the front also goes through the chassis. The others obviously don't go through the chassis because we do actually have another spare wheel in the spare wheel well. Alright, so what I want to do now is remove the framework from the back of the vehicle, and that's just all it is ply which I've jigsawed to shape. So it's literally just sitting there. It's not moving anywhere because it's very solid. But what I'll do is I'll actually pick that up now and take it out to give you an idea of what it looks like without the framework in there. Alright, and voila. So that's the final piece, all the framework together, just sitting there of course. This is what it looks like without anything in the back. So the factory trays will go back in, slide in here, and there'll be a cover that goes over the top as well, which that's the way it came factory. This is it's just like polystyrene, but it's very heavy duty. It allows support for the back trays as well. I was trying to develop a spare wheel well water tank. That was my plan. I had a few ideas going, and I got a like an idea of this, some sort of canvas or heavy duty plastic tank that you could run via a pump and also connect it to your battery, but I haven't got there yet. So that is an idea for the future. All right, so what I want to do now is I just want to put these long anchors back in, make sure that they're all in the right space. Okay, so this one goes through here. This is the top one, like that. And then I had 3 at the back. So there's that one there. This one here. And this one over on the side here. Watch out for blades of grass. And I've got my large washers and nuts. If you can ever get a hold of nylock nuts, they're always better when you've got a little bit of weight to hold, because they're obviously stronger and they won't unravel over vibration. But we went over a lot of corrugation on this particular trip, and I'll say without too much conviction, I'm pretty sure that everything is still pretty tight. None of these actually came loose, which was fantastic. So yeah, it's not too bad actually. So, but anyway, nylock nuts are always a better choice. These were the only ones that I could actually find locally for this particular job. It is a very, I'm not a professional by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to fabricating, but I sort of had an idea of what I wanted, and just did it. And sometimes that's the best two ingredients, isn't it? Is desire for an end result and some motivation to get it done. All right, so I'm just going to put those back in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew these and put these all together and show you exactly how that has come together.